So Switzerland is comprised of 62 AOCs, appellations of controlled origin, 26 cantons or states here in the US, and these are consolidated into 6 main wine growing regions. Now starting from the southwest there and moving clockwise, we've got Geneva, where our family is from. Then we've got Vaud, the second largest wine growing region in the country. The Three Lakes moving up north, German-speaking Switzerland, Ticino in the south, and last but not least, one of the most historic and the largest wine growing region in Switzerland, the Valais. Now, as I move to this slide, as Brandon briefly mentioned earlier, don't be alarmed by the amount of information. I'm just going to be touching on some select points. There's just so many cool, fun facts for such a historic nation that we can't really leave them all out. This will be available for you guys after the fact, so anybody who's interested in just having it for their own personal affairs, please just let anybody know and we're happy to send it to you. So Geneva, this is where my family's from, a small village of Dardany. As we briefly mentioned earlier, these are where they found the first traces of winemaking in Switzerland with the Helvetii tribe in the Celtic era of Switzerland. Geneva is comprised, this is the westernmost area of Switzerland, so it's broken into 3 main regions, what's called the Mont de Mont, which comprised of Huissin, Satigny, and Dardany. Now these were actually owned by the Bishop of Geneva back in the day, which is why it's called the Mont de Mont. And we are very proud to say that this small community here is the largest wine growing community in all of Switzerland, accounting for 460 hectares just between those small towns, which comprises over 1/3 of the entire Genevan winemaking region. Now, if you noticed on the map, oh, that one's a little delayed, sorry. Oh, maybe it's all very delayed. Okay, there we go. Now, as you saw on the map, it's a very small region. However, it produces the 3rd most quantity of wine in the whole country. So you can see the culture and the passion through there. Some of the oldest, going back to dating in the history, they have the most ancient varietal of Syrah, the ancestor, as well as this training up the trees called culture en hutin. Now, this was mainly because they would wrap the vines around fruit trees because they had animals in the pastures as well that would eat the grapes. And so, of course, winemakers hated this. So they started this method of training them up trees. Now, this was actually used up until the late 19th century for a few thousand or several hundred years. But they eventually stopped this because it wasn't the most efficient in terms of quantity.